Good morning, everybody. Hi. Welcome to the 2026 Volunteer New York Volunteer Spirit Awards, presented by Regeneron. My name is Polly Lagana, and I am the Executive Director. Not so new anymore. I had this conversation with a couple of you. I've been here for 8 months now, so I don't have to say I'm new. I'm the Executive Director of Volunteer New York, and I am so proud and so excited to be here with all of you. Thank you. So while this may be my first Volunteer Spirit Awards as Executive Director, this is not Volunteer New York's first Volunteer Spirit Awards. The Volunteer Spirit Awards have been going on for 46 years. What an incredible tradition. And yes, we should clap for that too. And I can't tell you how inspiring and how fun it is to look out in this room and see everybody in our Volunteer New York world. This is the power of community showing up to transform our world through volunteering. This morning, we're doing what we truly do best at Volunteer New York. We are bringing people together in celebration of volunteerism, in celebration of our community, and in celebration of the extraordinary individuals that we are honoring today. And at Volunteer New York, we know that volunteering makes communities thrive. Our award winners are living this truth. And now, even the United Nations knows what we have known for the last 76 years of our existence. Volunteering changes the world. Did you know that the UN declared 2026 to be the International Volunteer Year, otherwise known as IVY, recognizing volunteerism as an essential element in our society to build an inclusive and sustainable place, not exclusive. Let's just put that again, inclusive place to live. It fosters resilience. Volunteerism can tackle everything from health to climate to education to workforce development globally and then locally. And there's another element that both the UN and Volunteer New York celebrate, that each and every one of you in this room can volunteer. Our honorees are living this mantra locally, and so are many of you out here today. And even if it's your first time and you haven't been part of the Volunteer New York community, by the time you walk out of the door today, you will know how to volunteer and know that we make it easy for you. And by being here this morning, each one of you is advancing our mission to mobilize the community to address its greatest challenges. Today, you're going to learn what it means to be part of the Volunteer New York community and how you can get involved, but all while celebrating the winners that we have in each of our interesting categories. We've actually added 3 new award categories this year: corporate citizenship, board service, and community impact. And through these awards that we're offering today, we're honored to spotlight the people who have truly given time, treasure, and talent to make a change in the community. And I have to say, this special work that we do does not happen without the work of so many. Of course, we use volunteers to help put on this day, but we also have staff. And I would like to take a moment to recognize some of the people who are making this day possible. If you served on our steering committee or you were an award judge, can you please stand up now? And let's give some applause. Thank you. We truly could not do this without you. It takes a village. You have supported our honorees over the past months. You have been buddies to them. You helped us choose the winners. You helped them get ready for this moment, and we thank you for that. We are also hugely grateful to our sponsors and our supporters who not only invest in this event, which is our largest fundraising celebration, bringing together of community, but you also invest in our work every day. So we would like to thank our presenting sponsor, Regeneron, and I know there's a ton of you out there. You filled up that photo booth. Thank you so much for being here today. We are so thrilled to celebrate this decade-long partnership that we've had with Regeneron, which has focused on Regeneron's incredible volunteerism initiatives, including the Day for Doing Good. They are one of the biggest change makers, not just in our community, but globally, in terms of volunteerism and civic and community engagement. So we are so grateful to have you here today. And we think, a good investment. Volunteer New York makes a deep impact through our partnerships with organizations like Regeneron, through our programs, through our volunteer opportunity database. In just the last year alone, Volunteer New York engaged more than 40,000 volunteers that contributed 500,000 hours of service. That deserves definitely some applause. We've worked with more than 300 nonprofit partners, and so many of you are here today celebrating with us. We've mobilized volunteers, we've strengthened capacity, just so all of you and all of us can serve even more people and make more positive change. All of this that we've worked on together has generated $20.4 million back in the community. Thank you. There's another group of people we could not do this without, and those are our elected officials and members of the government who support and amplify the mission of Volunteer New York. So at this time, I would like to invite to the podium my colleague, Senior Director of Development, mastermind of this event, Dylan Pine, to come on up and recognize our elected officials.
Thank you, Polly. Before we turn to this morning's award presentations, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the many elected officials and distinguished guests joining us this morning. At Volunteer New York, we believe deeply that strong communities are built through partnership and that volunteerism and civic engagement are essential to the health, resilience, and future of our region. And in this year of the volunteer, that truth feels especially important. Volunteerism is one of the clearest ways people participate in civic life, strengthen community bonds, and help ensure that no one is left behind. Every day, nonprofits help meet critical needs and often fill gaps that government and the private sector alone cannot fully reach. That is why we are especially grateful for the elected officials and representatives who are here with us today, leaders who understand the importance of civic participation, nonprofit partnership, and investing in the public good. Your partnership and support help amplify not only the mission of Volunteer New York, but also the work of the many community organizations across our region that we help build capacity through our programs and services. Please hold your applause until I've gone through the full list of who is expected here this morning. Westchester County legislators David Imamura, Erica Pierce, Shanae Williams, and Jewel Williams-Johnson. Rockland County legislator Beth Davidson. Village of Scarsdale Mayor Justin Arrest. Greenberg Town Councilwoman, my Councilwoman Ellen Hendricks. Croton-on-Hudson Village Trustee Nora Nicholson. Tuckahoe Village Trustee Joshua Gaccione. State Senator Shelley Mayer. State Assembly members Mary Jane Shimsky and Dana Levenberg, and Chair of the Westchester County Democratic Committee, Suzanne Berger. Thank you for joining us this morning. Additionally, we were expecting Congressman George Latimer, who's held up this morning in Washington, and State Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, State Senator Pete Harcum, and State Assembly members Amy Paulin and Gary Pretlow, but they've been held up in Albany to finish passing the state budget, and we are grateful for their continued work in Albany on behalf of our communities and the nonprofit sector. Thank you to the representatives from our office who have joined us in their place, and thank you for all the elected officials for providing the many certificates and proclamations that will be given to our honorees this morning. And before we move forward with the program, I'd like to recognize one partnership and one partner in government in particular that is especially meaningful to Volunteer New York. While today our work spans Westchester, Rockland, and Putnam counties, Westchester is where our story began more than 75 years ago as the Volunteer Service Bureau of Westchester, founded by 5 visionary women working from a borrowed desk and a single telephone at the former YMCA in White Plains. That spirit and the people stepping up, seeing a need, and building something for the greater good continue to define who we are today. And that is why our partnership with Westchester County means so much to us. We are incredibly grateful for the county's continued leadership and support, and for a county executive who understands the power of civic engagement, community partnership, and public service. It is now my pleasure to welcome a leader who truly embodies that spirit and invite him to say a few words, my friend, Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins. We are proud of our strong partnership with the county executive and his administration, and are grateful for their continued support of Volunteer New York and the nonprofit communities across our region. Ken, take it away.
Sorry about that, Dylan. I knocked off his pen. So first, good morning, everyone. You know, certainly it's always an honor and a privilege to be here with this great group here for Volunteer New York. And we want to start by first saying congratulations, and let's give another big round of applause for all of the honorees for today. Each of you represent what makes this community strong. You saw a need, you stepped up, and you made a difference. That's what today is really all about. It's not just recognition, but a reminder of the role that service plays in shaping each of one of our communities. And all of this doesn't happen alone. So Volunteer New York has built something really special here today, because all of the work, as Dylan was just pointing it out, and certainly our leader today, we wanted to make sure to recognize that the work, as it started with 5 dedicated women in a phone booth, is what I think it was told to me at one time, not just with one phone. Let's give Volunteer New York another round of applause for all of the work that they do. They've created a really special way for people to get involved, to give back, and to be part of something bigger than themselves. And that matters more than ever. We know that many of our nonprofits and community organizations are facing growing demand with limited resources. That means for Shelley and all of the rest of us in government, don't ask us for money. But volunteers help bridge that gap. They bring energy, they bring time and commitment that strengthens the work that is being done here across our county and across Putnam and Rockland as well. It's not about just meeting immediate needs. Volunteerism builds connections. It builds a sense of belonging. It brings people together in ways that makes our community strong and resilient. That's why organizations like Volunteer New York are so important. They help, and they just don't connect people to services. They help build a stronger and more connected region. And because of that, 40,000 volunteers. Some of you are here today, but 40,000 of you gave time through Volunteer New York, contributing hundreds and thousands of hours to support those local organizations. That kind of impact speaks for itself. Before I sit down, I want to just take a moment just to congratulate one of those honorees today, because all of you are special, but one of them is the chair of our youth board, Dr. Alexander Connolly. And her leadership's a great example of how service strengthens our own local institution and helps shapes the next generation. But you know, Dr. Connolly and I go way back. She used to try to cross me over in basketball. It didn't work. But I've seen that drive and dedication and commitment firsthand for a very long time. What she's doing now is just an extension of that dedication, showing up, putting in the work, and making an impact. Thank you, my friend, Dr. Alexander Connolly. For all of our honorees, especially the 3 new categories this year, thank you. Your work does not go unnoticed. You're making a real impact every day in people's lives and the futures of not only our county, but our region. We are so proud at the county level to support and partner with organizations like Volunteer New York that help bring people together and help move that work forward. Because at the end of the day, strong communities are built by people that are willing to show up and give back. So thank you again to Volunteer New York, all of our honorees today, and everyone that's here today that helps make the difference. Westchester County is proud to be a partner with you and continue to move forward together. Thank you, and have a wonderful organizational meeting today.
Thank you, County Executive Jenkins, and thank you to all of our electeds. What we notice most of all is you always show up, and that means so much to Volunteer New York. So thank you for that. All right, let's get this party started with our award winners. And I am really excited about this year's winners. They have incredible stories. They're going to tell them to you in their own voice. But we also have presenters for each of our award winners who have a special connection to Volunteer New York. Our first award of this morning is the Board Service Award. And I'd like to welcome Swati Sharma, the Assistant Branch Manager at the Hudson Valley Credit Union, Cortland Manor Branch. Come on up. Swati is a member of the current cohort of our Leadership Westchester program, which is our very special leadership program. We have many of our alums in the audience today. It's a program that develops leadership skills with an emphasis on service. She's graduating from our program in June, so congratulations. And we'd like to invite you up on stage to present the award.
Thank you, Polly. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Hudson Valley Credit Union, I'm honored to be with you this morning with Volunteer New York to celebrate volunteerism in our community. The Volunteer New York's Volunteer Spirit Award is one of our region's most uplifting and inspiring celebrations, shining a light on the individuals and organizations who are strengthening our community. At Hudson Valley Credit Union, we are proud to support nonprofits and community partners that are building a strong future for all of us. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Alexandria A. Connolly, who is being recognized for her outstanding service with the Westchester County Youth Board. When people think of volunteering, they often picture hands-on service, cleaning up parks, mentoring a young person, or serving meals. And while these forms of service are incredibly important, volunteerism can also look like leadership. Serving on a nonprofit, community, or municipal board is one of the most meaningful ways a person can give back. Dr. Connolly is a powerful example of that kind of engaged leadership in action. Through her service, she has donated valuable time, expertise, and visionary leadership to help strengthen and provide opportunities for young people across Westchester County. She embodies the meaningful impact that thoughtful, committed board leadership can have on community. It is my honor to present the inaugural 2026 Volunteer New York Volunteer Spirit Awards Board Service Award to Dr. Alexandria A. Connolly.
Good morning. I just want to start by saying Ken and I have very different variations of that basketball story. But that's for a different time. First, I would like to thank the New York State Commissioner of OCFS, Dr. Damian Madden Harris, for nominating me for this auspicious award. I am deeply honored to receive recognition from Volunteer New York. To be acknowledged by an organization that embraces service at its highest level is humbling. I often say, I am Yonkers. And you know I'm from Yonkers because I say Yonkers like it has an A in it. Yonkers is not just where I'm from, it's who I am. I am a proud graduate of Yonkers Public Schools, and my journey began in that community that poured into me before I know what it meant. I grew up in foster care, and because of that, I don't just have one family. My entire community raised me. Teachers, mentors, neighbors, advocates. They all shaped me, guided me, loved me into who I stand before you today. That is why service is my currency on this earth. It is how I give back for what was given to me. From working on campaigns, to uplifting representation, to serving in our schools and leading initiatives like My Brother Keeper, So my mission is always rooted in equity, opportunity, and ensuring that every young person feels seen, valued, and supported. Whether as an education, a leader, or an advocate, I've committed my life to creating spaces where all children can thrive. I've had the privilege of serving alongside incredible leaders like Beth Davidson. Is Beth here? Stand up, Beth. When I was the inaugural director of equity in the school district, and Beth was the only board member that would stand and advocate for me to have an equity plan. And we were the first school district in that county to have an equity plan. So thank you, Beth. I've also worked and contributed on statewide initiatives and efforts with New York State Education Department to work with visionaries such as our senator, my senator, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, and Dr. Betty Rosa. I also want to acknowledge Shelley Mayer, because last night we were on the other side of the bridge trying to heal a community along with Dr. Rosa. So thank you so much, Assemblywoman Shelley Mayer. But at the core of it all, my purpose has never changed. This award is not just mine. It belongs to every young person who trusted me, every colleague who walked beside me, every member of this community who continues to believe in the power of service. Thank you to my sister circle, Rev. Kim McNair and Michelle A. Nicholas. Please stand. No, stand. Don't wave your hand. Thank you for giving me a space to grow and to grieve. It is important that I am healed and whole so I can serve. Thank you to Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the Westchester Black Women's Political Caucus, and the Links Incorporated for teaching me how to organize my service. So today, I say thank you to Volunteer New York, to my village, and to Yonkers. I will continue to serve, to uplift, and to lead with love, because service is not just what I do, it's who I am. Regent Judith Johnson was the Undersecretary of Education, the first Black female superintendent of the year. She was also the first Black female for District 9 on the New York State Regents. She followed in the footsteps of Dr. Kenneth Clark, and she was my mentor. I had the pleasure of also being her assistant. So I leave you what I call Judith-isms. The greatest act of service is to lift as you climb. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Connolly. You truly live out your mantra. We are so lucky to have you in our Volunteer New York world. We would love to hear the basketball story from your perspective, too, when you have a minute. But thank you so much. And if the Board Service Award has inspired you, or is inspiring you to join a nonprofit board, Volunteer New York runs a great board boot camp and board speed dating, where we pair interested community members with our nonprofit partners. So we will be following up with you after this with all our exciting opportunities, and that is definitely one of them. So thank you again, and we are again so grateful to have you in our world. So now I would like to move on to our next award, and it is our Corporate Citizenship Award. And we are very lucky today to have a presenter from one of our very invested in us sponsors, PKF O'Connor Davies. I would like to call up Joe Fahrenkopf to the stage, who's going to be presenting this award. Thank you for being here today. We are also lucky that they sponsor our Orange Book, so if you take a look on our table, you are going to see our famous annual Orange Book, which is basically your cheat sheet or Cliff Notes guide to volunteering, so make sure you take that home with you. But now I'd like to turn it over to Joe, come on up, to present our Corporate Citizenship Award. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of PKF O'Connor Davies, it's an honor to be able to be here this morning with you to help present this award. At PKF O'Connor Davies, we know firsthand how powerful volunteerism can be, not just for the organizations and communities being served, but for those doing the serving. Every year, PKF O'Connor Davies team is proud to partner with Volunteer New York for a corporate day of service. Volunteer New York makes it engaging and easy to turn our good intentions into meaningful action. In a profession where so much work is done behind a desk, on screens, and in meetings, we feel energized and grounded when we engage in substantive volunteer activities in our community. Volunteer New York has shown us that service is one of the best ways our employees can build connections, perspective, and purpose. We are also proud to once again support Volunteer New York's Orange Book on a guide to all the ways that community members can engage in volunteer and civic engagement throughout our region. This spirit of engagement is exactly what the Corporate Citizenship Award is meant to recognize. This award honors a professional who has used their success, leadership, and platform as a force for good and taken the time to demonstrate that civic engagement is an essential part of what it means to lead. It's my pleasure to introduce Carla Volpe Porter, who is being recognized in her outstanding service with Cancer Support Team. Carla embodies the essence of this award. Through her leadership, generosity, and commitment to service, she has made a meaningful difference for individuals and families facing cancer and shown the power of dedicated service in our community. Please join me in congratulating the inaugural 2026 Volunteer New York Spirit Awards Corporate Citizenship Award recipient, Carla Volpe Porter.
I am deeply grateful to Volunteer New York for honoring me this morning with the Corporate Citizenship Award. This award recognizes many years of applying legal and corporate expertise for the public good, notably in the context of Cancer Support Team, whose mission is to provide help to anyone in Westchester who has a cancer diagnosis at any stage of the disease without charge. I want to acknowledge my friend and mentor, Fred Santo, one of the excellent lawyers from the New York law firm where I literally spent the better part of my youth. Fred and his partners made me a good lawyer, teaching me an ephemeral skill, the exercise of good and informed judgment. I owe a lot to Fred, and I thank him for being with me here today and at every step in my long career. Now I want to tell you part of my story in the hope that it may encourage some of you to find your own path to serving your own communities. I will tell you the moral of the story straight away, and it is this: each of us has different skills and strengths. Do the best you can with what you've got. Here we go. Cancer has always been my nemesis. It slowly and painfully killed my young mother and brother, destroying my family when I was 4. For as long as I can remember, my father and I wanted for me to be a doctor and relieve human suffering. When other kids went out to play, I sat inside and practiced my prescription signature. In college, however, I learned that I didn't have the goods, disappointing both my father and myself. Sadly, I gave up our dream. My aptitude lay elsewhere, but it didn't seem like much. As you can imagine, when I first heard about Cancer Support Team, it really resonated with me. CST has been caring for people since 1978, providing nursing support, case management, and social work services to anyone with cancer and their families in their homes and at no charge. CST is unique. No one else anywhere does these things to get patients through the hard journey that starts with a cancer diagnosis. It's amazing. But what could I, a mere lawyer, do? Well, a lawyer can handle the organizational underpinnings that make an entity function properly, from corporate governance to contracts to HR to policy, and back to that ephemeral skill, the exercise of good judgment. A good lawyer is a strong leader who gets things done. A lawyer's best asset is the ability to listen to a problem and find the right solution based on experience. As it turned out, CST needed my specific skill set to lead the team when the founder decided to step down as chair. Over time, we have grown, and my role has evolved. Tanya Weiss, our brilliant executive director, and Ailish McGrath, our wonderful director of patient services, are the faces of the organization to the many people who rely on CST so they are not alone, like my mother was, in facing their illness. But I have a role too. I support the people who support those people. Cancer Support Team. So listen, please, to this. Never let anyone tell you you're a disappointment. Don't believe it. Things may turn out differently than you planned. It's okay. You have gifts and talents. Accept what they actually are. Be glad of them and use them. You also have things you care about that need doing. Find a way to match them to your own particular skills. And no matter who you are, you're not too busy. Make time to volunteer. You'll see time will expand. The world needs you in whatever capacity. I didn't become a doctor, but behind the scenes, I am helping to take care of the sick and suffering. Choose to do good. Choose to serve. It will give you joy and bring hope to a desperate world. Choose hope. Hope does not disappoint. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carla. There were so many life lessons in that story, and we really appreciate you sharing that with us, and also just showing us how volunteering can help you in the darkest of times. So I hope you were all as inspired as I was by that. So now we move on to our next award, the Social Advocacy Award. I am honored to welcome Elisa and Ted Keston to the stage to present this award. Elisa is a legend. She is the original executive director of Volunteer New York. And Elisa and Ted truly embody the heart of this award with their commitment to social justice. Like Volunteer New York, they know that service and social advocacy are deeply intertwined and see the power of volunteerism to create a just and compassionate society, the society we all dream and are working towards living in. So can I please call up Elisa and Ted to the stage for this award?
Good morning, everyone. And I was not the original executive director. I was very pleased to take that mantle and have that privilege, and now pass it on. This is a wonderful morning. Very pleased to be here. Teddy and I are here representing 3 generations of our family, all of whom, except for the 2.5-year-old, have been involved with the work and mission of Volunteer New York over the past 2 decades. We speak for the value of volunteerism with one voice, and this morning, that one voice will be mine. And those of you who know him know that he's also known as he who can't be tagged, unless there's a big fish in his hand, but feel free to do it today. The Social Advocacy Award recognizes a volunteer who has taken meaningful action to challenge inequity, uplift marginalized voices, and help build a more just and inclusive community. Such action mirrors the values our family considers critically important, and we hope each and every one of you agree. This year's award honors someone who is willing to speak up, step forward, and help create change where it is needed most. The fact that she is one of 2 incredibly impressive young people chosen by the judges to receive recognition this morning is a powerful statement about our next generation of volunteers and youth leaders. And I think you will see we will be in really good hands. It is our honor to introduce Adanir Morocco. Morocho, who is being recognized for her powerful advocacy and service with the Westchester Youth Alliance. Although still in high school, Adenir has already shown the kind of courage, conviction, and community-centered leadership that this award was designed to honor. Through her service with the Westchester Youth Alliance, Adenir has demonstrated that advocacy is not about waiting for permission or waiting for the right time to lead. It is about showing up, speaking out, and using your voice to make your community stronger and more inclusive. Adenir reminds us that young people are not simply the leaders of tomorrow, they are already propelling us forward. Students like Adenir give us every reason to feel hopeful at a time when it can be easy to become a little discouraged about our future. Please join us in congratulating the 2026 Volunteer Spirit Award Social Advocacy Award recipient, Adenir Morocho.
Good morning. First, I want to sincerely thank Alyssa and Ted and Volunteer New York for this incredible honor. Being here today, surrounded by people who believe in service and community, is deeply meaningful to me. I especially want to say thank you to my mom and dad for always standing by me, for supporting me in every step, and for taking me wherever I need to go so I could serve others, even when it meant long hours and sacrifices. Your love and belief in me mean everything. And to everyone else who has supported me and encouraged me along the way, this award belongs to every person and every community that has trusted me and allowed me to serve. Service has been the language of my heart for as long as I can remember. I immigrated to this country from Ecuador when I was 8 years old, speaking only Spanish. And although I didn't realize it at that time, that experience shaped who I am today. I learned that language is more than communication. It is comfort, dignity, and power. It can be the difference between feeling invisible and finally feeling seen, heard, and valued. As I grew, so did my commitment to helping others. Whether volunteering in hospitals, supporting students, advocating for environmental justice, or responding to emergency calls as a pre-certified EMT, I have seen how powerful it is when we simply show up for one another. Even small acts of service can restore hope and build connections. Last month, I had a conversation with my younger sister about everything happening in the world, especially the environment. She felt overwhelmed, but then she said something I will never forget. Everything is going to be okay because there are people like you who care and work hard to make a better future. I smiled and hugged her because in that moment I realized that the hope she felt doesn't come from one person, it comes from all of us. That is what Volunteer New York represents. It creates a bridge between caring and action. It gives people a way to take that feeling, that desire to help, and transform it into something real, something lasting and special. And if even one person here today decides to take that step and volunteer, imagine how many lives could be changed. So as I end my comments, I want to leave you with this. There are hundreds of people in this room. Imagine if each of us chose one act of service this month. Imagine the difference we will make, not someday, but right now. I may be young, but I have learned that leadership is not about titles or age. It is about choosing to care and choosing to act. Thank you. And remember, small actions create big change. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I am just one, and yet I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something, and therefore I will not refuse to do the something that I can. Good morning. My name is Eileen Levy, and I serve on the board of Volunteer New York. This quote became my mantra. I first heard it when my family moved to Hong Kong in 2009, and I felt very far away from home. I learned quickly, though, that the best way to make a place feel like home and to build a real community is to volunteer. So when I moved back to New York, I knew exactly what I needed to do. I reached out to Volunteer New York, and I found my home again. What makes this organization special is really simple. It makes it easy to belong. Whatever you care about, whatever skills you have or want to build, there's a place for you here. And through volunteering, I built friendships. I spent meaningful time with my family. I even brought my mom to my first project and with me today. And together we connected more deeply to the needs of our community. And as I got more involved, I went through board boot camp and eventually joined the board. But at my core, my reason hasn't changed. I care about contributing to something bigger than myself and finding a way to give back and share my time, my talent, and my resources. Volunteering has shaped how I show up in every area of my life, whether it's starting a company or traveling the world. It's taught me how to lead, how to listen, and how to act. And at Volunteer New York, we believe everyone can serve. And more importantly, we make it easy to say yes. There are so many ways to get involved through our programs, our days of service, and opportunities like RISE and RSVP. So if you take one thing away today, let it be this. You don't have to do everything, but you can do something. And Volunteer New York will help you do it. So please take a moment to watch this short video that shows the impact of that something.
All right, your 2 minutes is up. We are back to the awards. And don't worry, we have tons of networking time built in after, so you can catch up with each other. But first, I want to thank you, Eileen. It is not easy to get up here, tell your personal story, and then ask people to do something, especially give money. So, thank you, Eileen. We appreciate you. We appreciate you being a board member. Like Eileen, I was also new to the Westchester community when I moved with our family to Switzerland, new there, and that was the best way that I engaged with the community, was to get involved. So what I love about this tradition, you know I'm new here, so it's my first Spirit Awards, but we have all these amazing check boxes on the back, and we do all of this. And not only will you check these boxes, hopefully choose to support us, but then we will find you, and we will email you, and we will invite you to things. So we are good at keeping in touch, and we are good at keeping you in our Volunteer New York world. So please, I encourage you, after this is over, a bunch of us are out here. Our whole staff is here today. You can find us in the hall while you're drinking your end-of-event coffee, ask us questions. We'll have a donation and pledge table out there too. But also, we're always around. We're always happy to talk to you. We believe in people power, and we want to make it easy, like Eileen said, for you to volunteer. So thank you very much. And now it's time to get back to our awards. So again, if you filled out your action card now, you can leave it on the table when you walk out. We will swoop them right up. But if you have additional questions, you can also go outside in the end. So, with our next award, we know that communities are the strongest communities are the ones where people take their unique skills, their unique talents, their passion, their interest to give back. That's what truly makes a community a special place. And what's really interesting about our volunteer opportunities is we offer everything. So people often think when they hear volunteering, I'm going to clean a park, maybe I'm going to help animals. There is literally everything you can imagine. And we also have something where we call high impact volunteering. We have skill-based volunteering. We literally have everything. But what we really want you to do is find what makes you feel your passion and put that back into the community. And that's what's amazing about this next award. It's somebody who really found their passion. So to present this award, I would like to welcome Joe Roberto, who is the chair of the PCSB Community Foundation Board. He was also the recipient of our 2023 Volunteer New York Legacy Award. He will be presenting the award to our winner, so if he can join me up on stage, that would be great. Ah, there you are. I couldn't find you in the crowd. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the PCSB Community Foundation, I'm honored to be with you this morning in celebration of Spirit of Volunteerism. The Volunteer New York Spirit Awards shine a light on individuals and organizations who strengthen our communities through service, leadership, and compassion. At PCSB Community Foundation, we know that meaningful change happens when individuals step forward, share their time and talents, and invest in the future of our communities. Strong communities are built by people who are willing to roll up their sleeves and get involved. Hands-on volunteers reflect a kind of mission-driven leadership that is grounded not just in ideas, but in action, showing up, and doing the work, and helping meet real needs in meaningful ways. It is my pleasure to introduce Ruud Haring, who is being recognized for his outstanding service with Yonkers Partners in Education, or is familiarly known as YPI. Ruud's commitment to supporting young people and strengthening his community reflects a sustained willingness to take action and help the next generation grow and thrive. People like Ruud remind us that community impact is often built through consistency, through compassion, presence, and a simple but powerful act of continuing to show up to make an impact through active, skills-based volunteering. It is my honor to present the inaugural 2026 Volunteer New York Volunteer Spirit Awards Community Impact Award to Ruud Haring.
So, thank you, Joe, for the kind introduction. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Volunteer New York, for selecting me for this award. I feel honored and I feel humbled. 2 years ago, I retired from IBM Research after a career as a physicist, a chip designer, and a manager. For many years, I participated in IBM's Family Science program, where we introduce young children to math, physics, chemistry, and electronics. That was the most fun you could have at IBM within the business conduct guidelines. So in preparation for retirement, I felt that I could contribute the most by leveraging my math and physics skills to help underserved high school students. More so than becoming a college professor or so to students who already made it to college. I happened to talk to Marissa, who is here in the audience. I blame her. She had landed a staff position at YPI, and it was a match. This award is about community impact. Actually, I feel that my own impact is quite modest. I tutor a handful of students in math and physics with the goal to get them through the Regents exams or the SATs. The students are pre-selected by YPI for having the ambition and the potential to get to college. So, I get to work with intelligent, motivated, gracious young people who just need a little help, and I do it in an individual or small group setting. That means no classroom management hassles, minimal administration. We can just do physics. Yeah, it's hard, but it's doable. It's actually about learning systematic problem-solving skills, which is also something that lawyers do. And it's a delight when they get it, or when I hear of improving grades, and especially when I hear that they improve their confidence. The real community impact, however, is due to YPI as a whole. Frankly, this award is theirs. YPI's goal is to create pathways for students for college and career success. They start with 9th grade students and continue with them through college and into early careers. Statistics show that college graduation is the best predictor for socioeconomic success and lifetime earnings. The YPI cohort that graduated high school in 2019 had a nearly 64% success rate in getting their bachelor's after 6 years, outperforming their peer group with a 46% success rate. So their approach really truly moves the needle in terms of community impact. YPI's approach is based on data and metrics. Their professional staff has arranged for solid and diversified funding. No problem if you have these statistics, right? On a daily basis, they do awesome project management to herd all their students and volunteers and cats. So it's just a place for an ex-IBM project manager who relishes seeing the staffers doing the hard professional job of project management towards such a worthy goal. And I just show up, I do my small part, I teach the subjects that I love to deserving students. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Pfeiffer, Senior Director of Programs, and thank you. Oh, so nice, so nice. I'm really excited to be up here, and I really I'm like feeling sad about the world. These young people that we heard about from Rude and the young person earlier, and the one you're gonna hear about next, they're amazing. And I'm just so excited to be able to talk about this. We get to shine a light on 2 young people today. So the Youth Leadership Award celebrates the incredible impact that young people can have as volunteers, leaders, and advocates. One of the core pillars of our signature program, Volunteer New York, is that leadership is not confined to titles or ages. You heard that earlier. Really, everyone and anyone can be a leader, and it's about how they show up. And so at Volunteer New York, we get to see every day the power of youth leadership and volunteerism in our community. So we offer many opportunities for young people and their families to get involved, including through our dedicated youth volunteer page on our website, our ever-growing youth civic engagement programs, and our Youth Action Collective. So I am really happy to come up here and invite Tom Scaglione, the Senior Vice President of Government and Community Relations and Chief of Staff, to present this year's Youth Leadership Award. And definitely listen to both their speeches.
Thank you, Katie. Good morning, everybody. No. Good morning, everybody. It's not raining outside. You're not going to get rained on when you go back to your cars. Good morning. There we go. It's great to be here. I'm actually pinch hitting for our Vice President for Patient Experience at Westchester Medical Center, Rosemary Burns. Rosemary, unfortunately, could not be here today, but she's with us here in spirit. Rosemary has been a longtime Volunteer New York board member. I want to give Rosemary Burns a big round of applause for everything she's done. I also want to call out our WMC Health team here. We have Laura, Irene, Lourdes, Janine, Mathilde, Jackie, Marissa, Nicole, and Lauren in the room. I want to give them a round of applause for all that they do for our community, our patients, and our staff. Thank you for everything that you do. So on behalf of WMC Health, it's my pleasure to be with you this morning to present the Youth Leadership Award. At WMC Health, we know how important it is to invest in the physical and mental health of communities, especially in our young people, their leadership, and their capacity to make a difference. We are proud to support a culture of service and are continually inspired by young people who lead with compassion by creating innovative programs that provide their peers with a safe space to address concerns and help destigmatize behavioral health at a time when there are so many demands on young people's time and attention. It is my pleasure to introduce Christopher Canales, who is being recognized for his outstanding volunteer service with One Paso. Christopher has shown that leadership is not defined by age, it is defined by character and a willingness to show up consistently for others. At a time when our communities need hope, empathy, and action, young people like Christopher remind us that the future is already being shaped by leaders like him. Please join me in congratulating the 2026 Volunteer New York Volunteer Spirit Awards Youth Leadership Award recipient, Christopher Canales.
Hello, good morning. I talked to Thomas earlier, very tall man. I felt like a little minifigure when I was standing next to him, but that's all right. I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Thank you to Volunteer New York for this incredible opportunity. And thank you to my parents for being here and just letting you guys know it's my mother's birthday today. Mommy, stand up. Stand up, Ma. There she is. Wow. Yeah, she's not using any of the footage up here. She's using her phone. So my story starts 3 years ago. When I first started boxing, I was doing everything wrong. I had no defense, bad form. I didn't really have any real equipment. It was really a rough start. But I basically wanted to keep on doing boxing because during my time in freshman year of high school, something tragic happened. I actually lost my older brother due to cancer. So that was really a hard time during my life, but it was also the time where I had a mind shift. I didn't want to have limits into what I could do. I wanted to chase things no matter what it took. I wanted to commit myself to learning boxing, no matter what. So every day, I trained, studied my mistakes, and I found ways to improve. I even created my own boxing equipment just to keep going. Along the way, I noticed something important. When I stayed consistent, I felt more confident, focused, and motivated. When I didn't really feel the same. Those feelings faded. That realization led me to a bigger question. What if I could use boxing to help other teens' mental health? What if I could help them with their own struggles and their own life's challenges? That question led me to my breakthrough. I started a business. It's called Project Breakthrough, and I started it as a passion project to help teens manage their emotions through boxing and movement, while promoting mental health, communication, and personal growth. I've dedicated my life for the past 2 years to growing this program and reaching others. I'm incredibly grateful to the people who supported me along the way. Thank you to the friends and volunteers who helped me bring this project to life. And a special thank you to Maria Alfaro and Arlene Harrison from One Paso, not only for my nomination, but for your mentorship and belief in me from the very beginning. Thank you to Ms. Howard and Mr. Gojani, which are my 2 teachers in my academies at Lincoln High School, for giving me the opportunity to turn this idea into something real. And to my family, thank you for your strength, your support, and for always pushing me forward, even during the toughest times. This fall, I plan to attend Baruch College. Thank you, that's very exciting. I also plan to continue expanding Project Breakthrough. so it can reach more teens across our communities. To close, I'll leave you with this. What is something that drives you? For me, it's boxing, and it changed my life. And I hope everybody in this room can find that thing that can change yours. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I bet everybody's going to walk out of here and look up Project Breakthrough, I hope, when you leave. But that is so inspiring. And as Katie said, we are going to be all right with youth like Adenir, Christopher, and we have our strategic partner, Her Honor Mentoring here with a whole cohort of young women rising up and going out in the world. We are going to be okay. So thank you. And now I'm here with our Volunteer New York board president, Amy Seiden, who is going to be, yes. That is the ultimate form of volunteering, by the way, to be the president of a board. So we are eternally grateful to her. So she will be presenting the next award. But before we do that, I also want to shout out another group of people we are grateful to, which is our staff at Volunteer New York. So if you are a Volunteer New York staff member, please stand up right now so we can give you your props. This is not an easy day to pull off, and they have worked, some of them are probably out there already, getting ready for you to leave the room, but they have worked tirelessly to make this such a special event. So now, I am going to turn this over to Amy, but I just have to say again, it is so fitting to be recognizing a global leader for this next award, which is, in a time when there is so much going on in the globe, to have a global leader acting so locally to make things better for all of us, it is really a special experience. So I would like to now turn the mic over to Amy so she can present this final special award.
This is why I leave my family at home most of the time. All right. At least I have the right name tag on this time. I'm not Mark Seiden. Thank you, Polly. I'd also like to echo Polly's gratitude for the staff, the current staff, as well as we have a room full of people that have been, on the Volunteer New York staff in the past. So thank you to everybody. I'd also like to recognize Polly. Today actually marks 9 months as our executive director, but who's counting? I count. She is a true ambassador for Volunteer New York, and I'm grateful for all her collaboration with me as well as the board, and I look forward to all the good work that we do in the future. I'd also want to add, too, that Polly's very fortunate in that the people who laid the foundation are the current staff, the former staff, as well as prior executive directors. So a big shout out to Elisa Keston and to Jeanette Gisbert. So thank you. I'd also like to thank our dedicated board members who exemplify volunteerism in their service to our organization. So if you're a current board member, would you please stand up? And I want to acknowledge there are people in the room as well that are former board members and still very committed to the organization, and that says so much about who Volunteer New York is. So people often ask me why I chose to make Volunteer New York such a significant part of my life. And for me, it's always been simple. I've always believed that giving back is the best way to truly feel rooted in where you live. Being part of this organization allows me to help build what I call the infrastructure of kindness. There's something incredibly powerful about being the link between a passionate individual and a nonprofit organization in need. I serve on this board because I've seen firsthand how much a community can transform when people show up for one another, and allows me to help other people find their why. The beautiful secret of this work is that while you may believe you are gifting someone else your time, you are actually the one receiving this very special true gift. When you lead with your heart, the work shifts from a mere task to a deep, soulful engagement with those around you. By showing up with genuine empathy and presence, you create a ripple effect of connection, ultimately finding that you are the one transformed by seeing the profound impact your service has on others. The mission feels especially resonant right now. This month is Global Volunteer Month, a time when we celebrate the collective power of service around the world. It is a reminder that while our work is rooted here at home, the spirit of service is absolutely a global language. It is now my honor to present this year's Legacy Award on behalf of the Volunteer New York Board of Directors. The Legacy Award recognizes a person, organization, or institution whose long-standing commitment to service has created a meaningful and lasting impact in our community and on Volunteer New York. The award honors leadership that makes a difference in the moment and helps shape a stronger future for years to come. This year's recipient, Regeneron, embodies that spirit in an extraordinary way. For more than 35 years, Regeneron has been a leader in scientific innovation and a major force for economic and civic strength here in Westchester County. Headquartered in Tarrytown, Regeneron has shaped our region not only as one of its largest employers, but also as a company deeply committed to the well-being of the communities it calls home. Guided by the principle of doing well by doing good, Regeneron has shown that corporate leadership is about more than business success. It is also about your platform, your people, and your resources to make a meaningful difference. That commitment is perhaps best reflected in the culture of volunteerism that runs throughout the organization. This year marks the 10th anniversary of Day for Doing Good. The extraordinary partnership between Regeneron and Volunteer New York that has grown into the largest volunteer effort in Westchester County and now extends across Regeneron sites globally. Through this partnership, Regeneron colleagues have supported older adults, helped address food insecurity, mentored students, packed essential supplies, and overall strengthened the capacity of nonprofits addressing our community's most pressing needs. Before we present this award, we'd like to share a short video that reflects the extraordinary impact of this partnership and the legacy that Regeneron has built through service.
I think the word transformational is really the only word I can think of to describe what
Wow. If that video doesn't inspire you, then I don't know what to say. I hope that is an inspiration and a motivation for everyone out here to give back to their community. Just do what you can. That makes a difference. So in 2025, the partnership with Regeneron supported 135 local projects, while globally, thousands of Regeneron volunteers contributed over 28,000 hours of service in support of 230 organizations. That's just not impact, that's legacy. Volunteer New York is proud to honor Regeneron with the 2026 Volunteer New York Volunteer Spirit Awards Legacy Award. Phew. In recognition of 10 years of Day for Doing Good and their outstanding commitment to service and civic engagement to create lasting change. Please join me in congratulating Regeneron. It's now my privilege to invite Christina Chan, Senior Vice President, Corporate Affairs at Regeneron, to share a few words to the stage to accept this recognition. Thank you.
I don't know know that I can top that video or that wonderful, warm introduction from Amy, so thank you for that. I am truly honored to be here to accept the Legacy Award on behalf of Regeneron, on behalf of Len Schleifer and George Yankopoulos as well. It is truly special to be recognized with all of these impressive award winners as well. We are also just deeply grateful to Volunteer New York, not just for this recognition, but really for the deep partnership that we've built and the shared purpose that makes all of this possible. For those of you who don't know us, Regeneron is a biotech company. I think we mentioned it was founded almost 40 years ago, just down the street here in Tarrytown. And over that time, if you do know us, you've also seen that we've expanded. We've grown our footprint here in Westchester. But what hasn't changed throughout all those years is our mission, which is to use science to discover and develop new medicines for patients in need. And this has led to over a dozen FDA-approved and medicines and a strong pipeline that we now have nearly 50 promising drug candidates that could address even more diseases. And you've heard, we're guided by our principle of doing well by doing good, which is what we aim to do not only with our science, but really in how we actually do our science and how we show up for the communities that support us. So as Regeneron has expanded globally, so too is our commitment to the communities that we call home. We strive to support socially, economically, and environmentally resilient communities by pairing scientific excellence with our colleagues' passion for service. With more than 15,000 colleagues worldwide, that commitment is brought to life every day and on an extraordinary scale. What began here in New York through our longstanding partnership with Volunteer New York has grown into a global commitment, and it really has helped embed our philosophy of doing well by doing good across our teams worldwide. And as you heard, this year holds a special meaning for us. We mark our 10th anniversary of our Global Day for Doing Good, which really is now a week-long initiative. And over the past decade, our colleagues have shown what it truly means to show up and be all in by volunteering over 150,000 hours, supporting nearly 250 organizations that help address housing, food insecurity, and environmental projects, all the way to mentoring students and delivering hands-on STEM and career exploration experiences. And in Westchester alone, this has become the county's largest one-week volunteer event and contributed to more than 900 projects benefiting over 200 organizations over this decade. So engaging and enabling the next generation of STEM innovators is core to our community investment. And that's why 90% of our support goes to STEM education, because we believe that that is our down payment to the future of innovation. Much of this support goes to supporting Youth of Westchester, but also to our national and international support of two of the largest STEM competitions, the Regeneron Science Talent Search and the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair. But we also keep it local here. We support the Regeneron Westchester Science and Engineering Fair. We support STEM research programs with our partners like YPI, and we include numerous STEM volunteer projects through our Day for Doing Good initiative. And alongside the STEM focus, we also partner with a wide range of local nonprofit organizations to meet our broader community needs. Through hands-on volunteer activities, our colleagues support programs such as packing groceries for Feeding Westchester, sorting and preparing clothes for children and teenagers with the Sharing Shelf and 914 Cares, and restoring and maintaining natural trails in partnership with Westchester Parks Foundation. These volunteering efforts not only leave a lasting impact on our communities, they also help bring our colleagues together. Through volunteering, our colleagues can leverage their professional expertise and develop new skills while building connections and relationships. But none of this happens without extraordinary people who want to make an extraordinary impact. So, to my many Regeneron colleagues who are sitting right here, I love seeing all of your faces. Hello, and thank you so much for your passion, generosity, and deep commitment to making a difference. I also want to recognize and thank our nonprofit partners, many of whom are sitting here in this room today. The work you do to serve our communities is remarkable, and it's a privilege to support your missions. And to Polly, Jenna Woods, and the entire Volunteer New York team, thank you for your partnership. Your ability to connect people to meaningful causes and opportunities really allows us to amplify our impact together. And so while I'm incredibly proud to accept this award and to think about all we've already achieved, what I'm even more excited about is what lies ahead. So thank you to everyone in this room for your belief in the power of collaboration and in the hope that we can continue to build side by side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Christina. Regeneron, we don't know what we would do without you. You make our world a better place. We are so grateful. And now we are at the end. So before you get up and go, I would like to, first of all, thank everyone who's here today, from our supporters, our honorees, our volunteers, our sponsors, those of you who are new to us. I hope now you feel like you're part of the Volunteer New York family. And we want to leave you with a call to action. So you are in the International Volunteer Year, Ivy. In Global Volunteer Month, we are approaching Volunteer Week, National Volunteer Week next week, so there is no excuse now. We want you to get out and volunteer. We have, if you look in the back of our Orange Book, some great upcoming events. In fact, next week, we have our Local Leaders with Impact panel with our Leadership Westchester alums who are in here. And all of you, make sure you come up to the stage at the end for your annual picture. And then we have our Volunteer New Rochelle weekend coming up. We're doing a parks cleanup. So my family, who's sitting back there, and I and all of us will be cleaning up the parks in New Rochelle and getting it ready for spring. And that's just the Volunteer New York story. There is always something going on. There is always a way to take action. There's always a way to make an impact. And so I hope you take the spirit of what our award winners put out in the world to you today and stay within this Volunteer New York family and have a wonderful time. So go out here. We have some coffee still. Thank you again. We have some time for networking built in, but once again, we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, everybody.